Welcome guys to something I haven't done in a while, an actual video. Sorry I haven't done anything in about 3 months or so. I've been busy and I've all just struggled with video ideas, but I'm back. And in the current circumstances that we're in, I decided that doing this video, which is ranking every Arsenal player on the season they've had in 1920, would be an appropriate video to make. Now, I've seen a few other guys do this, Tour and Spurs vlogger George Achilla both did this, so shout out to them. But I'm going to do it with Arsenal, and I'm pretty sure I've got almost every player in the first team. However, noticeable, it doesn't look like there's no Bukayo Saka here, so I might as well just start with him. So yeah, let's go right into it. So Saka isn't here on the thing, they must have left him out, but with Bukayo Saka, I think he's had a brilliant season. I wouldn't put him in the brilliant tier, I put him in good. I think he's had a very good season, Bukayo Saka. It's been a proper breakthrough season for him. I think he's got the most assists out of anyone in the team. I think he's got like 12 or something, which is mad. And he's done really well filling in at left back, so I put Saka in good. Moving on to Bellerin. Hector Bellerin struggled with injuries a lot. He's barely played any games this season, but he got man of the match and scored a late equaliser against Chelsea. So for that alone, it puts him into alright. And going on to the man himself, captain, fantastic, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Getting that brilliant tier, and we move on. What do I need to say? Top scorer again, would have won the Golden Boot if the season hadn't been interrupted by what's going on right now. Let's get rid of that ad. But yeah, what a player Aubameyang is. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. He's been absolutely fantastic. Again, Danny Ceballos, our first of our summer transfer signings, and he came on loan at Real Madrid and started absolutely fantastically with 2 assists on his home debut against Burnley, but ever since then he's kind of trickled off a bit. Played really well in our most recent game against West Ham, but for that Burnley game alone, I'll put him into alright. Callum Chambers, now this is again a weird one. Again, struggle with injuries, and I don't really have anything to really say to him, so we just going to put him alright. David Luiz, another summer transfer signing, and he is the first of what it will happen with a lot of these players, that to start in the middle of the season very poor, but since Arteta came in, looked absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he's very good at the ball at his feet, and he can play it out brilliantly. But again, with David Luiz, you always have a few mistakes in him, and that's what's happened this season, so we're going to put him in right. Until Guendouzi, I mean, what can I say about him at the start of the season? Fantastic. I think he won our September Player of the Month award, got man of the match in the North London Derby at the Emirates, and yeah, it was absolutely fantastic at the start of the season. However, since then, been pretty poor. But again, I'm going to put him in alright, because that start of the season was brilliant. So yeah, Kolasinac, now I'm sorry to say it, but he's going to go into poor. The thing is with Kolasinac is that going forward, he's very, very good, getting that overlap down the line and cutting it back for the forward. But defensively, he always seems to be at the wrong place. You know, he doesn't have the pace to recover, so that often leaves us short at the back, so he's going to go in poor. And it looks like Kieran Tierney will be our starting left back for the foreseeable future. And I really don't want to do this, because this is a player I really, really love. But Alex Lacazette, I'm sorry Lacazette, but he's going to have to go into poor. Like I said, I love the guy, I love him. But he's had a poor season now, I can't deny that. I don't know what's happened to him. Last season, Player of the Year, getting goals and assists and overall being a brilliant player with the team. This season he's struggled. Only 8 or 9 goals in all competitions. And yeah, yes, what Arteta said a few weeks ago about him, that when he plays well, like, he helps the team. But as a striker, you've still got to score goals, and he just hasn't done that this season, so I'm sorry like that. But he's going to have to go in poor. But however, I do think next year he'll be back to his best, and we'll be banging them in. And now the only other player which is going to go into the brilliant tier is Bernd Leno. Like Aubameyang, if it wasn't for him, we'll be stuck in a relegation battle. The amount of times these two have saved us have been absolutely... Like, Aubameyang, obviously, for doing opposite things. Aubameyang scoring the goals, Leno keeping the goals out. But the amount of quality, important saves Leno's made. The one against Norwich, I think it was Emi Buenda, ran for one goal. You know, ones against, more recently, against the likes of Calvert-Lewin at the Emirates, Antonio at the Emirates. What a season he's had, and what a goalkeeper he is. Ainsley, but he's going to poor. Can't get in the team at the moment. It doesn't look like Arteta rates him at all. I wouldn't surprise to see him sold this summer. Gabby Martinelli. What a talent this young kid is. Like his buddy Saka, this man is going in good. And what a talent, like I said. I'm not going to lie, barely knew who he was when we signed him. I don't think anyone did, but we all do now. This man is an absolute genius. What a player he is going to be for us. Really hope he stays for like 10 years. That goal against Chelsea is probably my favourite goal of the season. And yeah, love the guy. He's had a good season. Squadron Mustafi. Now this may cause some controversy. That's not good English. Controversy. But he's going to go in good for me. Squadron Mustafi has had a good season. Yes, I said it. Not even good. I think he's been great. And if I'm being honest, he's just behind brilliant. And yeah, Squadron Mustafi. Unlike a lot of these players, I felt at the start of the middle of the season when he was given the game time, looked actually pretty right. And under Arteta, it's been absolutely fantastic alongside David Luiz. And in that game against Olympiacos, which obviously we painfully went on to lose, but in that game he was excellent. Clearing the ball, heading the ball, everything. We brought him off, we lose the game. And that sums him up this season. When he hasn't played, we look like we miss him. And one thing I really like is that he's winning the fans back. And when the team was announced for that game against West Ham where we won 1-0, our most recent fixture, if you had told me in 2017, if you had told me after that Palace game, where he made those two mistakes and we lost 3-2, if you had told me after that game, when I was fuming and saying I want him sold, that in just under a year's time, the biggest criticism I would have of a starting line was that he's not in it. What a turnaround it's been for him, and I really, really, really like to see it. Reece Nelson. Going alright. He's had limited game time this season with the addition of Nicolas Pepe, but when he's played, he looks decent. I remember he had a goal disallowed against Burnley at the start of the season, got to play really well against Portsmouth recently in the Cup. And I like Reece, and obviously it's going to be hard for him to get into the team now with Pepe there taking that right wing spot, but could be decent impact sub in the future. Eddie, another player I'm a big fan of, another young player. Our academy recently has been producing brilliant players, and I'm going to put Eddie in alright again. Seems to be a lot of players in alright. He's chipped in with a few goals recently, goals against Everton, Bournemouth, Portsmouth, and he reminds me, he's a very similar player to Aubameyang. He's a quick striker with his movement is really good, and he's a very good finisher. And I think when Aubameyang leaves, we'll probably replace him with someone with a big money signing, so I don't think he'll replace him, but I feel like Eddie can be a decent player for us in the future when he's given the game time. And I'm sorry to say, but there's another player going all right, and there's Lucas Torreira. And I feel like, should I move him down to poor actually? I don't want to, but then I'm going to stick him in all right. I think, again, under Emery, I think he was having poor season, but mostly not down to him. I think it was mostly down to Emery not really understanding how to use him for some reason. Like last season, I mean, he was quality under Emery, but this season, Emery seemed to think that he could play as an attacking midfielder. That is not the case tonight. This man is one of the best defensive midfielders in the league, and playing as an attacking midfielder is just all the wrong. But under Arteta, he's looked solid when he played. And that game against United, that brilliant win when we won 2-0, he was absolutely brilliant. Didn't give Martial, Rashford or James in the sniff. It's really unfortunate the injury picked up at Portsmouth, but should be back for the start of next season, whenever that will be. And yeah, but now this one pains me. Arguably one of, if not my favourite player of all time, Mesut Ozil. I'm sorry, but he's going to have to go into poor. He couldn't get looking under Emery, and I'm being honest, I thought that was really harsh. When he's played, if I'm being honest, he just looks a bit meh. He's looked okay in some games, but in other games he's looked poor. So yeah, it's not been a good season for Mesut, but hopefully he can turn it around next year. Nicolas Pepe. A record signing, Nico. This is an interesting one. Again, like a lot of these players, start of the season, very, very poor, unfortunately. I did back him. I wasn't one of the people which wrote him off. But under Arteta, towards the end of the season, he had really good man of the matches and goals against the likes of United and Newcastle. And again, I'm going to put him in all right. Socrates, I'm going to put him in, I don't know. Again, I'm going to put him all right. Like, oh, God. So many players in the right. But, yeah, Socrates, again, pretty poor season. Again, under Emery and Lundberg. But he has chipped in with a few goals this season, including a very important one against United. And for that alone, he goes into a right. Kieran Tierney, again, it's going to be really hard to rank him because he's struggled with injuries, unfortunately. But the quality is there. Good performances against the likes of Forest, Liège, and Victoria in the Europa League. Unfortunately, he did give that penalty away against Southampton, but yeah, he goes in the right. Joe Willock, unfortunately, I think he's had a poor season. I like Joe, but yeah, I think with the limited game time he's got, I feel like he just hasn't really been that impressive. He did score arguably our goal of the season though, against Liverpool in the Cup, so that's good, but unfortunately for Joe, he gets into the poor tier. And finally, to end it with our ex-club captain, is going to be Granit Xhaka. He's had a weird season. Stripped the captaincy halfway through the season through an outburst against the fans against Crystal Palace. However, I was one of the ones that was on his side. Yes, he shouldn't have reacted in the way, but the fans shouldn't have reacted to him in the first place. But again, like Mustafi, turned it around, and under Arteta's been very, very solid. I'm very happy he's turned around. But guys, that is how I've ranked pretty much every Arsenal first team player of the season. So obviously we've got Kolasinac, Lacazette, Maitland-Niles, Ozil, Willock and Poor, Eddie, Bellerin, Sabas, Chambers, David Luiz, Guendouzi, Nelson, Torreira, Pepe, Socrates, Tierney and Xhaka in all right. Saka would be there, but obviously he's not actually got an image for this for some reason. Martinelli and Mustafi being good. And then Aubameyang and Leno in brilliant. Surprisingly, no one in terrible, but I think with the addition of Arteta, almost everyone in the team's improved. And yeah, that is going to be this video. Hopefully I'll have more coming out soon. So yeah, see you in that video, guys.